Guys, welcome back to Beautiful Mind today. Good morning to you. We're talking about Bitcoin today, and if you're new here, I'm Roland Attenborough. I'm the leading GANN scientific and analytical researcher. We were discussing heavily that our moon cycle is intact and we have some type of a swing top happening here. However, we've just had the moon conjunct Pluto opposite Leo, and we've had this tumultuous pullback to our 45-degree angle, and we have actually pierced the angle. Excuse me, here it says it's, it says it's 56, but this is our 45-degree angle, and it's crossing over this 45-degree angle. When that happened, we had a great big move up. And we've been watching inside this belly here for a reaction, and we moved into it. And subsequently, we've pushed up to an area where we see resistance in these channels over and over and over again. And right now, we have challenged the shoulder of these wicks, not the top of it. And also to note, we topped out right underneath our square 9 point. Each one of these points represents the 8 octaves of time, and I've populated them all here blue so that you could do that as well if you don't have a square 9. Looking at this now, discussing how an asset moves inside of channels with trend lines, we notably know that when an asset comes up and re-challenges an area in the chart and it fails to get above it, it indicates weakness. This had yet another attempt, and then we had a change in trend. I put on a 45-degree angle immediately after. So it's crossing this angle here. And this angle is a 1 times 2 angle, the same as this angle. It's a 22-degree angle. And staying below this angle indicates weakness. Regaining this and staying above this 45-degree angle would indicate our strength. And I'm still expecting a bounce here and a move up. We could quite easily top out right here on this 22nd on our, when the moon re-enters Taurus and typically has a top or a swing top. Doesn't always mean it's the highest top, but usually it's a swing top, or it has been for the last 13 months. Now we're into an eclipse season, and we're going to be looking to see if the moon will advance inside the zodiac according to the eclipse, and we will find out where the swing tops and swing bottoms will occur if a change occurs this eclipse cycle, which may likely do that. So we're watching for that. A break below our 57 doesn't mean we're done. A good bounce off of this would really help. However, we have this swing low here, and it's at 55. So if we sit down here, at least by the 18th, when the moon comes around here and passes over this stuff, if we don't get a bounce up to here, then it's over. It's over. Sorry I didn't put my phone away. I'm getting 1,000 calls every day. So this is a really important area for us, and we just need to maintain a gravity center above these. As I told you, where these cross, the asset likes to vibrate to areas around these crossings. Now I've just populated a crossing here on our downward 45-degree angle. So, and I didn't put a 67-degree angle because, well, at this point I still think we're bouncing off, and we're going to have some sort of lower top here. And this could be just kind of in and under and around this area here. For that were to happen, then, you know, I'm a bad news bears at the best of times, guys. You know, I'd like to be as positive as possible, but I need to see the evidence that it's going to follow my forecast. So, in everything, there's a major and a minor, a positive and a negative. We could, in fact, see a move back to here, and possibly down to here. What would that look like? Okay, well, what would that look like? That would be the end of September. And now we're going to go consult one of our other tools. So from here, we know that the last move down was 30%. So a 30% move down, like this move here, is 30%. And that would represent this 45 area right here. And if you look, it is 270, or almost 270 degrees, sorry, from our top here. And 270 would actually be 43. So we could therein bounce right off of this. However, you know, it's this low sloping trend line here from all our lows is here. So I'm thinking that we would suffer a reaction here at 45 right here. And let's go take a look at what type of Fibonacci that would be. So from this area here, let's get this counter on here. Let's go see a 23 first. You know, we're just gonna, right, a 23.6 move down would bring us to 46, and it would be in line with this trend line. Okay, so it's possible we could certainly do that by, you know, this very late part of the month here. Let's go take a look at now a 32.8, our next Fibonacci sequence, and see where that would take us to. Well, a 32.8 would take us right down, and directly we would land 315 degrees from this top at 65 here, would be 315 degrees move back to 40, and that would represent our 32.8 in Fibonacci sequence. Is that going to happen? Geez, I don't think so, guys. I think that first of all, we would have to break this trend line that's running down and cutting through a bunch of our lows. Let's go take a look at that really quickly, because I populated that on there. And I'm going to compress this chart so we can see it, because the square is a bit in the way. So major compression. Going to do another one, and then we can bring this into a bit more of a view. So this market here, right, and here's our other angle, which is the exact same angle, and it's cutting through this top. So a move up in a headbutt or a failure in this area here would indicate another very, very swift move down. A very swift move. And it's possible we do get back to this 46 area in here. And that wouldn't surprise me the least bit. Okay, so equal to that, we do need to be aware that we do have this angle here. And let's just make it the very same as this one. It's pretty much the same. So at the end of the month here, we could be experiencing, a move back from our 65 top here, right? We could certainly experience that. We could sit on that and therefore hold. And this is a really important point because this is not only a low, but it also is our old top here, right? That's our old friend, January 11th. Okay, so looking at this now, we are not, like I said, out of the woods. We have some sort of a moon top, but we've got a little bit of a pullback. We could just be sitting down on this 57 and maybe moving down to 53 here, where we would just bounce right off of this and then have a violent move up, a very violent move up. And we would have another one as well, moving down. We would have another move up later on in this month in October around the 18th and 19th when the next moon in Taurus is. However, we'll be into our new eclipse cycle, so we could be shifting somewhere. The moon could be making tops in a different section of the chart and not just Taurus, and not making lows in Leo. Could be, maybe it makes it in Virgo, it shows us, but we have to watch this, right? The market has got to tell us what it's doing, and we have to watch the natural and reoccurring cycles. Next production here, guys, is going to be discussing Mars, and it will be discussing the violent movements that we're anticipating through this fall period and into the winter and into our new year period. So I have a really good tutorial coming up. I'm still building the framework of the work, and of course I'm still back testing and double checking it because, as you know, I'm a scientist and a researcher, and that's what I do. Okay guys, we're just watching patiently now for this next little bounce and a move up and a rejection on our next moon top, okay? And that moon top does not occur until the 22nd here. And Mars made a swing top last time it was this degree, so the moon's coming around. We're about to have a big change here, passing over Saturn and Neptune, and then crossing the North Node. We're going to have a whipsaw reaction. Well, it might be a lower top though. And then from there, right, we're going to be back to the moon will be back to here, and Mars made a low at 13 degrees when the last time I was in here. Anyways, we're going to talk about all that stuff in another tutorial. This is a really powerful one, and I will be showing you what is possible in the next few months here with Mars and the moon and our cycles. Alright guys, just wanted to share that with you. Peace and love. Watch out, they're looking for your assets, but we are watching out for our assets.